This is quiet horror. They say I was gone for 3 days, but I don't remember the departure. I don't remember the absence. I only remember the return. The first thing I saw was the morning light, a stale, dusty blue leaking through the curtains. Everything looked identical to the night I went to sleep. The same coffee mug on the nightstand, the same pile of mail. Then the phone started, a frantic, rhythmic buzzing that felt like a physical sting. 27 missed calls. Most were from Sarah. The rest were from numbers that didn't exist in my contacts. I scrolled through the texts. They were a timeline of escalating panic. 11:50 p.m., Monday. Where are you? 3:15 a.m., Tuesday. Please answer, this isn't funny. 9 a.m., Wednesday. We called the police. They're at your door. I sat up. My skin felt tight, like it was a size too small. I dialed Sarah. She picked up before the first ring finished. Her breath was ragged. Where are you? I'm in bed, I said, my voice sounding thin and metallic. I just woke up. There was a silence so long I thought the call had dropped. Then a whisper. You've been missing for 72 hours. I'm looking at the clock, Sarah. It's Thursday, I know, but I just laid down on Monday night. Your car never moved, she said, her voice trembling. Your phone was on the charger. Your neighbors heard nothing. You didn't vanish, Elias. You erased. She was at my door in 20 minutes. She didn't hug me. She stood in the hallway clutching her coat, looking at me with the expression of someone watching a ghost try to act human. You look the same, she whispered. I feel the same. She didn't believe me. She walked through my apartment with a predatory slowness. She checked the closets. She looked behind the shower curtain. She peered into the gaps between the furniture. What are you looking for? I asked. The rest of you, she replied. She sat me down and pulled out her phone. The police checked your doorbell cam. You need to see 11:42 p.m. Monday night. The footage was grainy. The hallway was silent. Then my front door opened. I stepped out. I watched myself, and my stomach turned. It wasn't just me walking. It was a caricature of me. My spine was too straight. My arms swung in perfect mechanical arcs. It looked like a puppet being operated by someone who had only read a book about how humans walk. I stopped in front of the camera. I stood there for 61 seconds, staring directly into the lens. I didn't blink. Not once. My eyes were wide enough to show the white all the way around the iris. Then I simply turned and walked into the darkness of the stairwell. No keys, no wallet, just a man walking into a void. The police searched every park, Sarah said, every hospital, every morgue. You didn't appear on a single other camera in the city. You left this door and you ceased to exist. And then, I asked, my throat dry. And then this morning, I got a notification. Motion detected. I checked the live feed. The hallway was empty, but when I called the police to check the unit, they found you under the covers, asleep. The Mark Sarah stood up. She looked like she wanted to run. Did you feel anything when you woke up? No, nothing. She pointed to my forearm. Then what is that? I rolled up my sleeve. At first it looked like a smudge of dirt, but under the light it shimmered. 3 vertical lines, scar tissue but silver. They weren't cuts. They looked like they had been branded from the inside out. 3. "I didn't do that," I whispered. "I know," Sarah said, backing toward the door. She reached out and turned the deadbolt, then the chain. She wasn't locking people out. She was locking me in. "Because Elias, the camera never recorded you coming back." The air in the room died. "What?" "I've been watching the feed for 3 days. No one opened that door. No one climbed the fire escape. You didn't come through the entrance, Elias. You just reappeared in the bed." The fourth, I couldn't sleep that night. I sat in the living room watching the security monitor. The hallway was a gray, silent rectangle. At 2:13 a.m., the screen flickered. A glitch, a frame drop, a shadow stretched across the carpet in the video. Something was standing just out of frame, right by my door. I leaned into the monitor. My breath fogged the glass. The shadow shifted. A face leaned into the light of the hallway. It was me, but the skin was pulled too tight over the cheekbones. The grin was too wide, showing too many teeth. It looked at the camera. It looked through the camera. It looked at me. I checked the timestamp on the screen. 11:41 p.m. My heart stopped. 11:41. 1 minute before the me on the tape walked out on Monday. I looked at the scars on my arm. 3. The realization hit me like a physical blow. The scars aren't a record of the days. They are a tally. 1 for every time a me has walked out. 1 for every time something else has walked in. I looked at the door. I looked at the 3 marks on my arm. Then I felt a sharp, stinging heat on my skin. I looked down. Slowly, agonizingly, a 4th silver line began to itch its way through my flesh. 4. I stood up. My spine felt suddenly, unnaturally straight. I didn't want to move, but my feet began to walk toward the door. I reached for the handle. I wonder who will be in the bed when I get back. Some stories should stay unheard.